This weekend is WWE's arguably second biggest event, I would say, or at least the most funnest event of the year, which is, of course, the Royal Rumble, with the men and women going on as usual. Though the women's one may be a little bit weird compared to usual, depending on how the crowd is, and they're all going to look like Power Rangers, as we all know. But like everybody else, this is my favourite event of the year. It's the one most worth getting excited about. And yeah, this one I feel like is going to be especially good, especially with the men's. I feel like there's just loads of variables for the men's that they could go down. So yeah, let's get into the predictions for the Royal Rumble 2026. So starting off with the Women's Royal Rumble match, I'm going to start and finish the video with each Royal Rumble, kind of like I assume the card will be. But with the women's, I feel like there's two front runners, which we'll get to in a minute. But as far as surprises and returns go and stuff, one thing I can't imagine AJ Lee is going to be there. I feel like the conflict of interest of the Saudi Arabia stuff is going to be a big play for her. And if she's going to earn some kind of title shot in the world title scene, which I don't think she will anyway, but if it is to become a thing, I think it will be something they do at Elimination Chamber, not the Royal Rumble. So though she will be solely missed in the Women's Royal Rumble, and maybe next year they can hold the event in a American country, or at least a country maybe like the UK, where things aren't as controversial. We can see AJ Lee in a Royal Rumble match before she retires for real. Well, let's say for real, retires for a second time. As well as that, we've got. Obviously, the posters have kind of shown people. I don't know, to be fair, I feel like these posters are to be taken with a grain of salt. Obviously, we saw Jada Parker, Tatum Paxley, as well as many others on these posters. For me, I can see only a few NXT people coming in here, but I'm very concerned that the Saudi Arabia crowd won't know who they are, therefore they won't get a reaction. Therefore, it will be crap. But it wouldn't surprise me if we saw Blake Monroe. It wouldn't surprise me if we maybe saw Tatum Paxley, actually. Maybe Izzy Dame. And yeah, I think we're for sure. I know, I'd like to see Tatum, but I'm a big Tatum Paxley fan, so I'm hoping to see Tatum. I think Jada Parker could be a great one. I don't think she'll be in it. And there was another NXT woman. I saw Ruka. I feel like Saw Ruka might definitely be in it because I feel like she had a really good showing at Saturday Night's main event. People should know who she is by now. Therefore, she'll definitely be in it. But I look forward to seeing whoever they bring up from NXT for this. As far as legends go, I really can't see that many. I think maybe a Trish Stratus, maybe a Michelle McCool might show up. But that might be about it. I can't imagine there's going to be a lot of legends in there. And then we get down to the favourites. Now, there's kind of being someone who could win the Rumble and then being a favourite. For me, Becky Lynch could win this one, and I don't know if I'd be the biggest fan of it, especially if she's Intercontinental Champion, but I can definitely see them going with Becky Lynch should they want to do a AJ Lee storyline for the World Championship. Tiffany Stratton, upon return, obviously she's been out since early November. I can see her coming back within the Rumble for sure. Winning it, I'm not so sure about. It's not something I would lock in, but it would be something I'd like to see. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley are both always going to be favourites going into these kind of matches because they are around the world title scene throughout the entire year, no matter what happens. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense that they would be considered people to win this match, but I don't think they're going to be it. I think it's going to be one, as I've said, the two favourites, which is either Bianca Belair or Liv Morgan. My official prediction, I've got Liv Morgan. I've been backing Liv Morgan for months now. I'm not going to shift at the last minute. I'd love to see Bianca Belair come back and win the match, and it kind of set up really nicely for Jade Cargill, and it would be a very easy storyline to go for. But I think Liv Morgan, I think this is her year. She's come runner-up so many times that I feel like it will be an even bigger pop to see her. Well, I don't know if it'll be a pop because of Saudi Arabia, but it will be an even bigger moment to see her win a Royal Rumble after coming so close so many times. So yeah, I'm going to go with Liv Morgan. I feel like she'll face Stephanie Vaquer. I don't know whether it'll be directly Stephanie Vaquer. But I feel like she'll face Stephanie Vaquer for the championship in either a singles match or a multi-woman match. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to the wins, to seeing Liv Morgan win, hopefully. Looking forward to the match itself is questionable. It kind of depends. We know we're going to get like the fully covered up women, which is what we've expected. I'm just worried that the crowd isn't going to be into this at all, and it might be one of the most quietest Rumbles we've ever had, which is kind of the opposite of what we need for a Royal Rumble. Following that, we have AJ Styles versus Gunther in a career-threatening match for AJ Styles. And man, talk about back and forth. I have no idea which way this is going. Obviously, there's a want and a thinking with your head, thinking with your heart. My heart says that AJ Styles wins this match, continues his career for a little bit longer, and then maybe loses to Gunther later on in the year. My head goes, well, AJ Styles has appeared on SmackDown now. He had the match with Nakamura, which felt like a final send-off to one of his greatest rivals. And now we move on to Gunther, and he retires him at the Rumble. So yeah, it's a really tough one. I keep going back and forth. I go with AJ Styles doesn't want to retire in Saudi Arabia, but AJ Styles would want to retire at the Royal Rumble event. So there's all these different variables going. It's a case of, like, some people, I know one of them, who are just manifesting AJ Styles winning this match so he doesn't have to retire. One thing I have said is the fact that this is actually much worse than the John Cena retirement tour, or just the retirement match in general, just because we kind of knew Cena was going to lose. So we expected it, we were ready for it. This one, I'm not ready to see AJ Styles leave yet. And I don't know which way this is going. This is going to make this so much more intense to watch. I feel like this is going to be an absolutely fantastic match based on drama alone. You know, as soon as Gunther puts on that patented sleeper hold, it's going to be panic and more panic. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the match. I feel like I said, it's going to be one of the better matches of the year, I think. Or at least I'm hoping for. As far as the winner goes, it's really tough. It really is. I'm going to go with Gunther to win, unfortunately. I really want AJ Styles to win this one. Like, I couldn't be wanting to be more wrong if I tried. But yeah, for me, there's just something about it with the whole Nakamura thing and appearing on SmackDown. He might even appear on this week's SmackDown as the final goodbye to the house that he built. But yeah, no. As much as I said, my heart said AJ Styles is going to win, but I'm going with Gunther to get the win and to retire AJ Styles only a month into 2026. Following that, we have Drew McIntyre defending the WWE Championship against the underdog, Sami Zayn. And for me, this is easy. It's an easy prediction for me. Sami Zayn is losing because I really don't want him to be world champion. I feel like it's way too early to take the title off Drew McIntyre. I feel like he has literally only just won it. And for him to lose it on his first defense would really piss me off. And I feel like we'll piss off a lot of people who have been waiting for Drew McIntyre to win this championship. Also, it kind of starts the story for Sami Zayn to get to next year's WrestleMania, which I feel like is what they're going to do. Which is Sami Zayn loses here to Drew McIntyre again for the 12th time. He then has a year of like starting from the bottom and building back up again, and then he enters the Royal Rumble next year, maybe wins the Royal Rumble next year, maybe wins the Elimination Chamber next year, and then it goes on to WrestleMania 43 in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, unfortunately. And he will become the new world champion there, where he will get a big pop, get a big celebration, and have his Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, Cody Rhodes moment. But so yeah, that luckily for me, who is not a Sami Zayn guy at all, means that Drew McIntyre has to beat him at the Royal Rumble, which I am more than happy with. My only real concern is the fact that Sami Zayn might enter the Royal Rumble later on, which I really don't want. I don't want to see Sami Zayn pull double duty. I like this kind of. I know we did it only recently in 2022, but I like the thing of one. If you're in a title match on the card, you don't enter the Rumble because it always gets a really bad reaction. Roman in 2017 got a bad reaction because he had a world title match and then entered the Rumble. Obviously, Brock Lesnar in 2022 was seen as like one of the worst things that happened in the Royal Rumble. So, yeah, for me, I'm going to go with Sami Zayn to lose here, but it is the story arc beginning of him becoming world champion next year at WrestleMania. And finally, in what will most definitely be the main event, we have the men's Royal Rumble match. And for me, I only really have one pick here, and you guys probably know what it is, depending on if I've said it on the channel or not. But again, I'm going to go through like last time with like all the other details of Royal Rumble, and then get to my official prediction. And for me, returns and stuff, I can't see many returns happening here. Obviously, LA Knight is probably most likely going to be a return here, but I don't really know if I class it as a return, as he's only been gone for like a few weeks. I think we're going to see NXT people come up. I feel like maybe we get I know because Javon. Well, I can imagine we might see Javon in the Rumble, depending on if his arm is okay. But the big one here is Femi. I feel like we're only going to get like 1 or 2 NXT people, if just the one, which is of course Femi, who has been teasing coming up to the main roster for weeks now. And honestly, I want to put this out there, and I know I'm going to be massively wrong. If Femi wins this Royal Rumble, I am going to be over the moon, and I don't feel like people would hate it as much as like most of the people on the field winning right now. And yeah, I feel like it would set him up for like life as far as a career goes in WWE, being in the world championship scene. Though I don't really know where he would fit into the world title. There, I can't decide between saying championship or title, and then it messes me up. But yeah, I can't see where Femi fits into the world title scene. But yeah, it's more wishful thinking than anything else. I would love to see Femi win this Royal Rumble. Bron Breakker is, like, again, technically a return. He's not in it at the minute. He's not declared for it, but I've got a feeling it's going to happen tonight on Raw. As of time of recording, I'm recording this on Monday. So yeah, for me, Bron Breakker probably a favourite for winning the Royal Rumble. It wouldn't shock me if he won the Rumble. I just don't think it's going to be him. Are we going to see Seth Rollins return? I can't see that happening either. I think that he is going to be back maybe around, if not after WrestleMania. So I don't think Rollins is going to be in for consideration here. And then, yeah, kind of from that point, it's a kind of a one-person... It's a one-legged race, in my opinion. And it comes very simply down to the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Maybe Chicken Fatu or Cody Rhodes gets the win. If Cody gets a win, I want Cody to win based on the internet's reaction alone. I feel like that would be hilarious. Chicken Fatu could quite easily win a Rumble, and people would absolutely love it, I think. Jey Uso is a shoo-in for a elimination. But yeah, no, my pick, and I feel like the overall consensus pick is that Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble, goes on to challenge CM Punk at WrestleMania. And yeah, I couldn't agree more. I feel like I'm thinking Roman wasn't really on my radar massively. I thought Roman doesn't really need to win this year's Rumble. He can pretty much get a match anywhere on the card and it will be acceptable. It was actually my brother Ewan. If you don't know Ewan, we do the Steel City Slamboree podcast on this channel and on the official channel for it. And yeah, he pretty much went through why Roman should win the Rumble. And yeah, I couldn't have agreed with him more. He kind of laid it all out for me. And yeah, since then, I've been convinced that Roman is actually winning this Rumble. So yeah, it's more down to him that I'm picking Roman Reigns. But yeah, for me, it just makes the most sense with how things are going right now. The Saudi Arabia crowd absolutely love Roman Reigns. So yeah, it all just makes a lot of sense. So that's why I'm going to go with the Tribal Chief to become a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. So those are my picks and predictions for the Royal Rumble 2026. Do put down in the comments below all the details of the Rumble that you think is going to happen. Who you think is going to return, who you think is going to debut, coming up from NXT, who you think is obviously going to win the 2 Rumble matches and the other 2 matches on the card as well. How do you feel about AJ Styles possibly retiring this early into 2026? Did you see it coming? Is it something that you really despised because you wanted to see more of AJ Styles before he retired? Yeah, do sound off in the comments. We can have a good discussion about it. And yeah, there's a lot of good stuff coming up on the channel as well. There is already my top 10 Royal Rumble matches list on the channel already. That came out on Wednesday. It came out earlier this week. There's going to be my top 10 matches from the Royal Rumble PLEs, so the matches that aren't the Rumble matches but were on the Rumble pay-per-views. That will be on Saturday, on the day of the Rumble. And yeah, I've got a big project coming up as well that will be out probably this weekend, not this weekend, be out next weekend, where I'm going to do a introduction video for it, so do look out for that over the next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend, the first weekend of February. Yeah, as well as the, of course, coverage of the Royal Rumble. There will be a review for it on Monday, as well as Wrestlers of the Month on Tuesday, so do look out for those as well. This has been a very, very busy wrestling month, but yeah, it's also been a lot of fun, so do look out for that as well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you all enjoy the Royal Rumble.